Packers have just been introduced, and the place is really shaking. This should be a great afternoon of football on NBC. This is Charlie Jones along with Randy Cross. First, the San Diego Chargers, undefeated. Their record is 2-0. Remember, it was just a year and 8 months ago that they were in the Super Bowl. They're a good football team, but no one is sure really at this point how good they are. So yesterday, we asked their quarterback, Stan Humphries, his thoughts on today's game.
Well, I think it's a big game. I don't think it's a life and death situation because it is so early in the year. But I think it is a big game. It's a big game for us to see where we measure, see where we kind of fit against somebody that everybody thinks is going to win the Super Bowl or whatever. But it's not a game that, win or lose, that you're going to throw your whole season on.
Are you surprised by that answer?
Well, Charlie, I think up until about an hour ago, he's probably right. Right about now, he is pumped. And, you know, the last 2 weeks, this has been the best player on the field for the Chargers. And you can tell from that little interview there, he's ready to play. This whole team has kind of got a chip on their shoulder, especially their quarterback, Stan Humphries. On the other side, the best player for the Green Bay Packers easily has been Brett Favre this year. He is doing things in spite of his offseason. He's had the drug treatment. He's had all the personal things in his life. He's the best football player right now in the NFL, I think. And these are two tough quarterbacks. I like to refer to them as Spike and Nails. Well, the Spike or Nails, whoever has to be the least tough, whoever gets hit the least, that's the guy whose team is going to win.
Spike and Nails. All right. We'll be back to build a house with Spike and Nails. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. It is an absolutely perfect afternoon for football. The temperature is 62 degrees. Humidity is 70%. A bit of a wind. Mostly cloudy is the forecast. It's going to be a great afternoon. Craig Hendrick kicks it away. 8 yards deep in the end zone, and Andre Coleman downs the ball. And the San Diego Chargers will go to work, led by their quarterback, Stan Humphries. And they will start at their own 20-yard line following the touchback. Let's look at that offense of San Diego. First, this offensive line. These are 5, but they're more.
Right, there's 3 more guys. They basically rotate 8 linemen. Very unusual. A big no-no if you want to know the truth.
Backs and receivers.
And they rotate running backs also. Leonard Russell starts, but you're also going to see Terrell Fletcher and Aaron Hayden.
And Humphries comes out throwing. Quick pass far side. The pass is complete to Andre Coleman. And he picks up 5 yards to the 25. Second down and 5. Now let's look at the defense of the Green Bay Packers. That front 4.
Well, Santana Dotson told us yesterday, Charlie, I've got to send a message early. Reggie White's usually the message sender.
Yes. And their linebackers in secondary.
I'm impressed by the defensive backs. The linebackers are fast, but the DBs make plays.
5 yards on the first down play. Second down and 5. And on the draw here is Russell, and nothing is there. Leonard Russell is stopped. When we talked with the Packers, they said that Russell can only run inside, and they're going to shut him down inside.
Well, ideally, the best way to do that is with your defensive tackles, Gilbert Brown and Santana Dotson. Look at the job that's done in the middle by stuffing things. And when you've got a linebacker like Simmons who can run through clean, a running back like Russell who doesn't go sideways well is not going to get far.
And here's a passing formation, 3rd down and 6. A little longer than 5, actually. Humphries to throw, has pressure, and he's sacked. Flag is down. And Sean Jones gets the sack.
Well, right offhand, Charlie, I'd say this defense of the Packers has sent a message quick. There's Sean Jones working against Harry Swain. Headbutt, gets him going backwards. That's textbook, and that's not the way Stan Humphries wants to start his game on the ground. Remember, he's Spike, Favre is Nails, and Spike's already been on the ground once.
The holding call on Courtney Hall, of course, it is refused by Green Bay, and that means that Darren Bennett is going to kick it away. Desmond Howard is the return man for the Packers, and any kind of return, Green Bay will start with great field position. Here's a good kick. Howard takes it at the 31-yard line. He's to the 40, and will be down at the 45. And Brett Favre will lead the Green Bay Packers. And let's look at that offense first. It's their offensive line.
This is an offensive line that moves around well and is just now starting to play together. Aaron Taylor, very good trapping inside.
And their backs and receivers led by Brett Favre.
Remember, Edgar Bennett, 1,000-yard rusher last year, but this was the 28th ranked rushing team in the NFL last year. They're off to a great start. It's up to the line, not the backs, to get these yards.
But he now has William Henderson as a lead blocker as the fullback. 45-yard line, Green Bay's first opportunity on offense. And Favre, changing the cadence with that bark, pulls the Chargers offside, and it was Sean Lee who came across.
Encroachment, number 93 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
They call it on Reuben Davis. The ball will go out near the 50-yard line. It'll be first down and 5.
Yeah, that's a key part of the defense for these Chargers is inside, Davis and Lee. The Packers are going to want to trap inside. They're going to run inside, and that's where they're going to want to do it.
Green Bay has their first 15 plays scripted, and they won an easy pass early. Let's see what's on the ground. There's absolutely nothing there for Edgar Bennett. Bennett with a rushing average of 5.2 yards. Shut down by Junior Seau. Let's look at that Charger defense. Here's the front four.
Marco Coleman, the add-on. He is a guy that can get after the quarterback and better get in Favre's face.
Linebackers in secondary.
Well, Junior Seau. The biggest thing about Junior this year, he's playing within the parameters of the defense and doing less freelancing.
And head coach Bobby Ross said having his best year. No gain, second down and 5. Play action fake, sets, good protection, goes deep, double coverage, almost picked up. Antonio Freeman, the intended receiver, Kevin Ross, moved across to knock it down.
Well, that's a good job of a veteran safety, Ross, just sort of baiting Brett Favre. They've got people covered early, and as he moves out to his left, look at Ross, hangs, and now he accelerates. It's a good job of knocking that ball out, but look at Ross close at the last second. And that's just what the defense needed for San Diego and their coordinator, Dave Adolph.
He's pumped,
Yeah,
isn't he?
well, see, guys that jump off sides aren't the only ones pumped on a game day.
Third down and 5. Favre to throw. Has pressure. Steps away. Throws. Has a man open downfield. Pass is complete. And it's Robert Brooks, the crowd favorite here. He loves to share his touchdowns with the crowd. And he was open downfield. Favre scrambling to his left, has a great arm. Even going left can throw right-handed.
You know, when you
nail it.
Charlie, when you talk about a guy who scrambles, you say John Elway throws great to his right. He's got a great strong arm. Look what Brett Favre can do going the other way. If you're going to get in Favre, you've got to have your passing lanes right and not let him out, because somehow, some way, a receiver like Brooks will get into a hole and Favre will find him.
32 yards on the play. First down, 18-yard line of San Diego. Early on, no score in the ballgame. This may be a false start by the Packers.
That was Aaron Taylor over there,
moved.
left tackle,
Yep.
left guard.
Yep. Howard Rowe, the referee.
Prior to the snap, false start on number 73 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's interesting, Trey. We talked about, the Chargers don't know how good they really are at this point. And on the other side of the ball, a team like Green Bay, they know how good they are. They're trying to prove a point. They can play on a Monday night. They can come back against a quality opponent, and they can win. Now, Bobby Ross from San Diego, on the other hand, has got a team right now that's probably playing as good together as a group, sort of a family, as they've had in a couple of years in San Diego.
Double tight end on the set, Chimura and Jackson. Over the middle, one-hand grab. Oh, what a great reception by Robert Brooks. Came up with a left hand and pulled it down.
That was not a great throw. This is just a great play by Robert Brooks. You could say, well, gee, he put it the only place that Brooks could get it, but that isn't the case. He put that ball a place where most guys don't even touch it.
Don Beebe and Desmond Howard check into the set. Dorsey Levens is the remaining back. Second down and a long 3.
4 wide receivers in the red zone, Charlie.
Levens, and he plows forward after being hit at the 11-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 10. It's going to be third down and still a yard to go for the first down.
Well, they came out in that 4-wide formation, tried to spread that Chargers defense out. Everybody did the responsibility, especially Govea staying at home inside. Now Mike Holmgren's offense has got to figure out a way to do this. Remember the lead fullback you mentioned earlier, William Henderson. Short yardage offense, a big difference this year. They've got a big body with a hard head that can lead block in there.
And he's number 30. And there is the lead by Henderson around the corner. Bennett cuts back. He's going to score. Edgar Bennett.
Oh, no. Give him a boost. Give him a boost.
Needs help. Jump in the stand. Created by Robert Brooks.
Now you know why receivers jump in the stands. Even a halfback has a hard time. But watch Henderson, watch Aaron Taylor pulling around at guard, 73. Henderson gets the block on Seau. Taylor gets the block on Harrison. Wide open. And this Green Bay offense is effectively running the ball early this season. That could be deadly for the rest of the NFC.
And the extra point is good. And the Green Bay Packers move on top of San Diego by a score of 7-0. 9:51 left in the first, and Bennett still doesn't make it without some help. Back in a moment.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who remind you fresh beer tastes better. By Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service. And by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Green Bay opening possession. They now move in front of San Diego by a score of 7-0. Edgar Bennett scoring the touchdown from 10 yards out. There's the drive, 55 yards, 6 plays. Took just over 3.5 minutes. Took him longer than that to get in the stands, didn't it? Junior Seau.
Well, Seau was cut blocked very effectively by William Henderson. I played in this offense, Charlie. One rule when you have a good fullback in this offense, if you follow the fullback, he'll take you to the ball. He did that time.
Hendrick will kick on. Taken at the 1-yard line by Andre Coleman. Drops it, picks it up to the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So the Chargers' second opportunity on offense. They started the first time after a touchback at the 20. This time they will start at the 22-yard line. How important now for San Diego to get something moving early in this ballgame?
Well, if I'm in that huddle right now, I think I say, guys, let's all take a collective deep breath. Relax and concentrate on our job. This is a tough place. It's going to be loud. The best way to shut up a home crowd is to get a nice, methodical drive going. And Stan Humphries specializes in methodical drives.
Leonard Russell is the remaining back. And Russell carries. And he's going to pick up about 3 yards on the play to the 25-yard line. Let's check in with New York City and find out what's going on in the Baltimore game. Thank you, Greg. The Oilers, they're forced to be reckoned with.
But look out for Jeff Fisher's team. He has got them playing together.
Stan, quick drop, far side. Pass is complete and out of bounds. They'll mark it out right at the 30-yard line. It was Andre Coleman who pulled it in at the 30.
Well, there's no coincidence here, Charlie. Coming into this next drive, their coordinator for San Diego, Ralph Friedgen, came in with 2 tight ends, 1 running back kind of winged off to the right. He was in maximum protection. Quick run on the first play. There's Ralph Friedgen with the glasses on in the middle. He wants to take care of his quarterback. He'll run the ball, and he'll get Stan clean. And clean means keep him off the ground.
Drell Fletcher is in the lineup. Stan has time, good protection, goes deep down the sideline into coverage, and almost got by Andre Coleman, but excellent coverage by Craig Newsom. Newsom's seeing a little bit better because he has a brand new pair of contact lenses.
Well, the defensive backs can use that sideline as a friend. That's kind of like a double team. You got the inside is you, the double team on the outside is the boundary. Newsome does a nice job. Humphreys, who's a great stand-in-the-pocket quarterback, if you give him the time, laid that right where it needed to be, and Coleman could not bring it in.
3 and out again for the Chargers. Good kick by Darren Bennett. Desmond Howard takes it back at the 12-yard line. Has some room across the 20, and then he's going to go out of bounds. So with that kick, Green Bay does not have great field position, as they will have the ball when we come back. Brett Favre, with all the distractions that he had chronicled in the pregame show and by a lot of other pregame shows, when we were talking to him, and he can't go anywhere in Green Bay. He's so regular. He said he was at dinner a couple of weeks ago with his 7-year-old daughter Brittany, and somebody they came up to him just like they always do. And as soon as they got to the table, Brittany looked up and said, "Not now, we're eating."
But I'll tell you, Trey, the only place Brett Favre can have fun and be Brett Favre is on the football field with his teammates. This is a different guy. I've known him for a long time, ever since he came to Green Bay. He is completely different. A lot of pressure on him, not only as a football player, but as a person. Football-wise, I think he's going to be all right. Off the field and everything else is where you have to have your concerns about Brett Favre, because he's under an unbelievable amount of pressure, real and unreal pressure, which is coming from himself.
And you saw his stats thus far. He's completed 2 of 3 for 44 yards. This time he starts at the 22-yard line. Incomplete. He had a safety valve in the left flat, but he didn't go to it.
This guy's got an arm, though. When you watch Brett Favre, he can move to his right, he can move to his left. He's got everything going to the left sideline except for his arm and his head. And they just whipped that ball out there. He's got an unbelievable arm. Yesterday, the comparison was made to John Elway.
Yeah, comparison made by Bobby Ross.
I think this is a pretty good comparison, though. He has got right now an excellent stable of receivers that know his offense well, something John Elway never had early in his career.
2nd down and 10. And we have whistle sounding. Chargers are going to claim they were drawn off.
I would too.
And they may have been. Let's see.
Prior to the snap, false start on number 68 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
That's on Gary Brown, the left tackle. And he has done an excellent job protecting the backside of Brett Favre. In fact, this would be his 3rd start. He had no starts prior to the season. He's really done a good job.
Well, it was a big question mark. Ked Rutgers, who started at left tackle for a long time for this team, has been hurt, is still hurt. They're looking back here, him coming back about mid-season. This young guy has really done well, especially in his run blocking, because he's very aggressive.
2nd down and 15, a little play action. Avoids the sack, goes deep, has his man, and is intercepted. It is picked off by San Diego. Dwayne Harper with the interception. They're going to rule it down by contact at the 30-yard line. Robert Brooks was the intended receiver, and Dwayne Harper has the interception.
Favre avoids the rush and does something I think that he's going to regret later, and that's have too much faith in his arm and not enough faith in the defense he's playing against. His receiver, Brooks, can't get to it, and Harper is perfectly positioned.
That, by the way, is Brett Favre's first interception of the season, and it's his first interception in now some 163 throws, or 64. So San Diego, with their 3rd opportunity, they start at their own 30-yard line. The defense gives them the opportunity. They trail in the ballgame 7-0. And speaking of nothing there for Leonard Russell. He's going to fall forward just for a couple of yards. But for San Diego, it's been 3 and out and 3 and out. They need to generate some kind of an offense.
Well, a good illustration there what kind of runner Leonard Russell is. He's come to this team. He's really given them a boost, but he is a north and south, straight ahead, knock people down and drag them for a couple of yards kind of a guy. If you contain inside, you contain the threat of Leonard Russell.
Russell, the remaining back, Humphreys to throw, fires, almost intercepted. Tipped, it is intercepted on the rebound. Green Bay has it back. Tipped by Craig Newsome, Leroy Butler with the interception.
We talked about a gun that Brett Favre has. Stan Humphries has got a strong arm. He tries to show it off, zipping this thing in. Look at two things. Coleman's not quite ready for it, and Newsome knows it's coming. And it was so fast, all he could do really was get in front of Coleman, which then tipped the ball and caused that interception.
Green Bay leading by a score of 7-0. 7:43 time remaining, first quarter. Back-to-back interceptions. Packers with the ball at the Chargers' 45-yard line. And here's the reverse. It's kind of a squeegee block by Favre in the backfield. And Robert Brooks is going to pick up yardage. About 7, maybe 8. Let's see where they'll mark it. Dwayne Harper finally stopped him.
A successful reverse is any reverse for more than 4 yards. You've put the bug in the defense's ear. Now they know it's there. Mike Holmgren loves to go for the big play after a turnover. Likes to do something different. That is different. But what you worry about with this offense when you're on defense, and Dave Adolph for San Diego has hammered it into his guys' heads, watch out for the play action pass deep over the middle.
2nd down and 3. Now do you go deep? No, they stay on the ground. They come back with Dorsey Levens.
Seau made the tackle on Levens.
Not much, maybe a half a yard. 3rd down and 3.
Penetration is going to be very important right now for the Chargers defense. They like to make things happen in their own backfield, they being Green Bay, to try to fool you, to give you misreads. You've got to have penetration to disrupt this football team.
Edgar Bennett is now the remaining back. 2 tight ends on the set. Play action fake, has pressured, lobs it off, and it is incomplete. Leslie Bush had the coverage, and he was just kind of fighting it and looking back over his shoulder.
And Brett Favre's begging there. He's saying, hey, that was interference. Lewis Bush is running with his back turned to the receiver and to the quarterback. Look at the last second. He's got a little contact. There was a bump on Chimera. It was pretty incidental as he was turning around. I don't think that was that big of a deal. But, you know, Brett loves to get in the official's ear.
Oh, yeah.
He will get his 5 cents in.
Greg Hendrick to kick it away. Darian Gordon is the return man at the 10-yard line. Just pooching it to the outside, and it's going to go. It's not going to be that good a kick at all.
That wasn't a pooch. That was a yuck.
That was can I have a do-over? All right, we're going to step aside. Green Bay leads 7-0. Green Bay leading 7-0. It's Alumni Day here, and there are the Green Bay Packer alumni. You may recognize some of the faces. And at halftime, Super Bowl champions of Super Bowl I and Super Bowl II are going to be honored here at halftime.
That's just part of the legacy and the tradition that drips off this stadium.
Total offense, San Diego thus far 9 yards, 4 rushing, 5 passing. Green Bay 63 yards. Time of possession, Green Bay just over 5 minutes, San Diego 3.5. Chargers have not done anything offensively until now. And it is Leonard Russell who may light the fire of San Diego. He gets something going off the right side. We talk coming out to the ballpark. The team that stops the rushing attack of the other team is the one that's going to win.
Well, and the way to do it, really, if you're going to try to stop it, is close the holes and don't let a back get clean through on a play like this. Gilbert Brown is blocked effectively by a wham block, that being from a tight end lined up at your H-back position, and Russell gets through clean.
And they try it again, this time to the left side. He picks up a couple of yards. That now is the 5th carry of the ball game for Leonard Russell, and he has 17 yards. And mark it at the 34-yard line. San Diego still in their own territory.
This is a nervous time for a Bobby Ross right now because you're down 7-0, but you want to be patient with your offense. You want to give your running game a chance to develop and open up the rest of your offense. You can't afford to get too greedy because as you saw that last interception, it could go the other way pretty quick.
2nd and 8. Coleman shows motion. Play action fake to Russell. Has a man, and he overthrows him. Tony Martin, the intended receiver. Mike Pryor had the coverage.
Well, right now, Charlie, Green Bay is doing to San Diego exactly what they did to the Philadelphia Eagles in the last game on Monday night, is they are just jamming up the receivers underneath. Fritz Shermer, their defensive coordinator there, says the key to his defense and the way they're playing right now is how physical his defensive backs and linebackers are with receivers when they try to get downfield.
Dan Humphries has completed 205 for only 10 yards. He has one interception. He throws this one. This one is caught. It's going to be a first down. Tony Martin pulls it in. That is Martin's 17th reception on the year. Tyrone Williams makes the tackle.
And Martin makes an interesting point, too. He talks about, people know I'm the guy for Stan Humphries. Sometimes they double me, sometimes they don't. I have to take it upon myself to find a way to get open. And when he gives me the ball, I got to hold on to it. No drops so far. Real drop for the San Diego receivers.
This year by the wide receivers, no drops. Russell, nothing there, spins away, still nothing, and he'll carry everybody. Look at this. 6'2", 240 pounds. He ends up with a yard on the play, and you're surprised he got that much.
Well, you really are, but you take a look at Brian Williams, 51, when he comes into the screen from that left linebacker position, run into Russell right there. He catches a thigh right in the face. He can't bring him down. And the left side of the defense can barely bring him down. That is a punishing runner, but that's a punishing runner who needs space. He had no space on that one.
Takes 4 Packers to bring him down, and this time he moves the pass into Green Bay territory around the 48-yard line, where Wayne Simmons finally brings him down.
Well, I talk about space. Sometimes a back can create his own space. Leonard Russell created a little bit of his own space just by lowering his shoulder into the back of his own guy.
Have the Chargers decided they're just going to try and grind it out?
Well, the best thing to do against the Green Bay Packers, honestly, is to keep Brett Favre and that offense off the field. The problem is they have a defense here in Green Bay, which they haven't had since those 65-66 teams.
3rd down and 4. And it is incomplete. Andre Coleman, but there's a flag drop back at the 39-yard line.
Well, late contact on Stan Humphries. We talked about old Spike there, staying off the ground. Brian Williams got him late.
It will be against the Packers, and the Chargers will retain possession of the football. They'll have a first down.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 51 on a defense. Unnecessary hit on the quarterback. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Not only is this unnecessary, it is high. Watch his right forearm right there into the face. 2 steps is all you're allowed. That's a step and a half, really. And if you go to the head, it's automatic penalty.
That's the rule book call for going up at the head. That's what the officials see. They move the ball now to the Green Bay 33-yard line. And it's a first down. Penalty, San Diego 1 for 5, Green Bay 3 for 25.
The missing ingredient for the Chargers so far has been passes to the tight end.
Quick pass far side. He goes to the namesake, Charlie Jones, and he has it. That, by the way, his 5th reception on the year. Drafted in the 4th round out of Fresno State.
And really, it's something Bobby Ross spent a lot of time talking to us about, was the job that his young receivers have done, and they really have. Tony Martin leading the AFC in receptions, but he's got Brian Still, who's a rookie. He's got Charlie Jones, who's a rookie. Andre Coleman only in his 3rd year, but basically as a starter in his rookie season.
2nd down and 5. Chargers trail 7-0 in case you're just joining us. And here's Aaron Hayden. Hayden brought down by Brian Williams. 26-yard line. So he'll pick up 3. 3rd down, about 2 yards to go.
Well, now you've seen Leonard Russell, a power guy. Aaron Hayden is a guy that has a little more speed, but also has the power. In the game now is the running back that Green Bay has to be the most concerned with. That's Terrell Fletcher, number 41. Not only as a runner, because he's kind of a scat guy and a speed guy, but as a receiver out of the backfield.
Played his collegiate ball in Wisconsin. Dan wants a timeout. And we'll join him. We'll take a timeout as we step aside. You are watching the NFL on NBC. Green Bay up by 7.
This is the NFL on NBC.
And part of the Green Bay tradition, of course, is tailgating outside. And believe me, they're here at 7:30 in the morning. And you can smell from blocks away. It smells so good.
They line up on Friday.
Oh. Third down and 2. I'm not sure they're going to make it. Well, Fletcher gets the call. Doug Evans with the tackle.
Well, you bring John Carney on now. You don't go for it in this situation here. Let him kick a field goal. But I'm very surprised they brought their little package, Terrell Fletcher, inside like that on that running play. That was a play designed for Leonard Russell in his bulk, and he brought in the mouse.
Yes. John Carney, by the way, 7 of 7 field goals as long as 53. He has hit 11 in a row going back to last year. This is from the 33, an attempt to 43 yards. And it is good. From 43 yards away, so the Chargers are on the scoreboard for the first time with 1:05. That is the time remaining here in the first quarter. The Packers up by a score of 7-3. NBC's biggest night of television premieres this coming Thursday. The season premiere of Friends, The Single Guy, Seinfeld, and the series premiere of Brooke Shields' new comedy, Suddenly Susan. That's must-see TV on NBC. Is coming Thursday. It's a struggle for the Chargers offensively, isn't it?
Well, it really is. They are outmanned. Now, I mentioned, in the pregame about the fact that Bobby Ross and Bobby Beathard would rather have good players who are good people than great players that aren't very good people. He's got a lot of good players. They're lacking the great ones, but they're playing as a team. They're not panicking. That is the key for Bobby Ross and his staff. Don't panic. Keep old Spike there, Stan Humphries, off the ground. Let him throw some passes and hold off Brett Favre in this offense. They did a very important thing, and that's keep Brett Favre on the sideline.
One of the things Stan Humphrey told us yesterday, we have to be consistent. We have to control the clock. He said, but that's not enough. We've also got to get in the end zone. Well, they got partway with 3 points on the field goal, and they are controlling the clock.
Well, he knows full well you don't beat this Packer team at Lambeau Field with field goals.
Don Beebe and Travis Jervey are the deep backs on the return. And this is going to be down in the back edge of the end zone by Don Beebe. And Green Bay will start at their own 20-yard line, led by Brett Favre.
Brett Favre on this field specifically is one cool operator. You never, ever see this guy get flustered and hurried.
I get a kick out of it. He was telling us about on the Monday night game right at the beginning of the ballgame. He was standing on the sideline. He was waving the towel around, trying to get the fans all involved. One of his teammates come up and said, haven't you ever been on Monday night before?
First Monday night, Brett, and, he started 0 for 5.
Yes, he did.
And one thing Mike Holmgren likes to do with his young quarterback, or his quarterback, Brett Favre, is give him some confidence passes early. San Diego covered the confidence passes just fine early. The problem was when he moves out of the pocket, those are his real confidence passes because he knows he can complete passes like that like nobody else.
Edgar Bennett, left side, turns the corner and is down. He's going to pick up 2, maybe 3 yards on the play for an update. What's going on with Baltimore? Let's go to New York. Thank you, Greg. It's an Oiler update as well.
Maybe those folks in Houston are going to start figuring out what they're missing not going to those games.
They got a good football team. Pass is complete. Just a step, maybe a step and a half. Mark Chmura, the tight end, pulls it in.
Well, 2 good things about that play there, Charlie. Junior Seau blitzing, like they're using him a lot in this defense right now, got in Brett Favre's face. But when Chmura caught that ball, the Chargers defense did what Green Bay's been doing. They had those things stoned short. They're right on the short receivers.
That is the end of the first quarter. 1 in the books, 3 to go. Packers lead it by a score of 7-3.
And other prizes.
This is Charlie Jones and Randy Cross. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. We start the second quarter. The Green Bay Packers up over the San Diego Chargers by a score of 7-3. Total offense thus far, Green Bay 70 yards in the first period. San Diego 48. There's the time of possession. San Diego a couple of minutes out in front.
Since these 2 teams have kind of settled down, you've seen basically a couple of very good defenses being very effective.
Green Bay 3rd down and 3. Favre to throw. Flags are down. Little swing into the flat. Pass is complete to the fullback, William Henderson. We'll go back and check out the markers. They were dropped from both sides of the line.
So I think the play clock expired before Brett Favre got that one off.
It's going to be an offsides call against San Diego.
Lined up offside.
The play takes the ball out to the 33-yard line. It's going to be a wash. Maybe the 34. Either way, they've got the first down.
Offside. Number 99 on the defense. That penalty is refused. Result of the play is a first down, Green Bay.
Call on Rayleigh Johnson. First down, Green Bay.
And Dave Adolph there, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, knows what we've been talking about. You follow the fullback in this offense, he will take you to the ball. That was William Henderson, the fullback on that play. Watch the fullback. If he doesn't get it, he'll lead you near it. If it's play action, really look at it.
Henderson, the fullback. Behind him is Bennett. Right behind the block of the fullback. He has 10. Cuts to the near side. He's going to have near 20 yards on the play. Rodney Harrison finally bringing down the touchdown scoring Edgar Bennett.
Remember, fullback, watch him. He'll take you to the ball. Henderson out of the blocks quick. Blocked down by Taylor. A good lead block on Govea by Henderson. Way too much space for a defense to give a halfback like Bennett. Now you get to see the real impact of a fullback lead blocking on a linebacker. That's the ingredient Mike Holmgren's been missing here in Green Bay, and it just makes this offense more dangerous.
Bennett now has rushed for 31 yards in 4 carries, including the touchdown. Play action. Goes deep, has a man wide open, and he hits him. It's Don Beebe inside the 20-yard line. Oh, is he open?
Well, Dorsey Levens, 25, lined up in the backfield that time. That usually tells you it's going to be a run or a swing pass. What is it? It's a play action. And the play action means danger, because when Brett Favre gets outside and gets that sidearm sling going, he can get this thing there in a second. Don Beebe, very patient, gets open, gets past Govea. That is all planning. That is not a matter of a receiver finding a spot to get open. That's a plan of Mike Holmgren drawing that up and Brett Favre executing it.
And a gain of 28 yards. Bennett goes in motion. Favre to throw. Set. Has a man open and hits him. Touchdown. Antonio Freeman with the score. That is a vintage Brett Favre drive. They set it up with a lead block by William Henderson. Edgar Bennett picked it up the yardage behind him. Then they go to the air twice. Bang, bang, touchdown.
Well, Brett Favre gets to show off 2 things. His arm and his brain. You talked about the plays being scripted early. Scripted plays for this offense means they can use motion and set things up later. And right now, Dave Adolph and his defense can consider themselves set up.
And the extra point is good. Green Bay up now 14-3 with 13 minutes left to go. We're in the first half here at Lambeau Field. Into the stands again goes Antonio Freeman. We'll be back with the kickoff. This is the NFL on NBC.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Honda, vehicles designed to help simplify your life. By the new Coors Light Wide Mouth Can. Tap the Rockies with a smoother pour. By UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. And by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
This is Charlie Jones and Randy Cross. Brett Favre has just thrown already his 8th touchdown pass of the season, and he has suffered only 1 interception, and that came earlier in the ball game here.
Well, you know, Brett Favre's mastery now of this offense, I think, just bleeds over to his teammates. They know all they have to do is find themselves a place to get open, especially when things break down. Brett Favre will do it, but he knows how to take advantage of the game plan.
Hendrick kicks out. Andre Coleman takes it at the goal line. Coleman to the 10, 15, 20. Hit it. Oh, hit and drop at the 20-yard line. A couple of flags come flying in. Ron Cox is the man who made the stop for Green Bay. Flower, by the way, thus far has completed 6 of 10. 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 103 yards.
The winner of today's Clements Pick of America Fact Contest is Jeff Lotman.
And a conference being held at the 15-yard line.
Your certificate will be mailed to you. Congratulations from Clements, the Pick of America's Fact.
And now we have a quorum.
Always a bad sign when you get a covey of striped shirts.
Personal foul against the Green Bay Packers. They will tack it on to the end of the run.
Personal foul. Low block on a kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Low block on the kicking team. You saw Mike Hogan. They had to go, who is it? They didn't say.
Well, whoever it is going to stay away from that guy right there. I guarantee you that. Yeah, you can't block down below the waist on return teams.
And they won't know until they look at the tapes.
There's Ron Cox, who's banged up, made that great tackle, contact tackle, but not exactly a form tackle, but there was a lot of contact to it. Big break for the Chargers, though, Charlie. The last thing Stan Humphries wanted was that goal line at his back.
San Diego, first down, their own 35. Humphries to throw. Good protection. Now he's in trouble. He's sacked. Sean Jones gets him. That is his second sack. Now for a long return. Let's go to New York Red. And here in Green Bay, the Pack is up 14-3. It's second down and 18. Second sack of the ballgame. Here's pressure. Pass is complete. Flag is dropped back at the 17-yard line. And that's where Stan Humphries went down. He's still on his knees.
There'll be a hold on Tony Birdie. We talked about all the extra linemen they're using on offense.
He didn't hold well enough, though, did he? They really got to him.
So far, Favre is nailing him, and Spike is spending a lot of time on the ground. Humphries.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 75 offense. 10-yard penalty.
That's Tony Birdie.
Second down.
There's Tony Birdie right there. Illegal hands to the face, working on Sean Jones.
Yeah.
See that left hand? But Jones still gets there with a little help from the Minister of Defense, Mr. White. The factor right now from the defensive line standpoint has not been Reggie White. They've taken care of him. They just can't stop Sean Jones coming from the other side. 2 sacks so far for Sean. And this is a classic shark blood in the water situation. These defensive linemen are going to be running for Stan Humphries' head.
Second down and 28. Is there anything on the ground? Jumping to the outside is Terrell Fletcher. He gets out to the 20-yard line. So he gets 3 back. Not near enough. It'll be third down and 25.
Hey, you saw there a little illustration of the difference in the running backs. Leonard Russell might not have made it to the numbers. Terrell Fletcher gets all the way outside for that and gets 3 yards out of that. But right now, this offense is misfiring for San Diego. They're getting 10 good plays by guys. One guy every time seems to be breaking down.
Third down and 25. 11:45 time remaining. We're in the first half. Humphries rolls, has pressure, and is hit and dropped again. Reggie White gets him. The ball came down. They're going to blow the ball dead at impact.
The ball came out. Alfred Papunu at the tight end, who was pass blocking, picks that thing up.
And now we'll have another conference.
Now watch the maximum protection. Papunu coming from the other side, but watch Simmons. If you're going to protect, you got to protect all of them. The one thing you can't allow for is a Reggie White coming clean. Look at Reggie White. Who you got blocking Reggie? Give me a break. You got Terrell Fletcher trying to cut block him. You've got Von Parker getting there late. And you're about asking to open up another can of quarterbacks if you're going to put a running back on Reggie.
5-yard face master. 41. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down. Got to get the ball to the line of scrimmage. Be third down. Fourth down.
Now, we'd like a repeat of that. Let the record show that my broadcast partner's eyes are, whoa.
We're not sure, and I'm telling you the truth. You look down on the field, they're still meeting down there. They're not sure. They called a face mask, a 5-yard incidental face mask. And I'm not positive Stan Humphries wants another third down right now. So there's Ray Nitschke, Hall of Fame Packer linebacker. You know, for all that look, I mean, that looks like a mean guy, doesn't it? That is a sweetheart of a man. And you never heard a guy that played against him here at Green Bay ever call him a sweetheart, at least to his face.
That's true.
The Patriots will be back on track.
But he's seeing something right now, and he's seeing defense. And Ray Nitschke has got to love that. That's what Vince Lombardi's teams dominated with. We talk about Bart Starr and the great running backs and everything else, but those great Green Bay teams had defense.
Meanwhile, back at the football game, they are still sorting it out.
Over to repeat third down. It's an incidental face mask.
And the ball is at the 20-yard line.
And I get this ball out of Stan Humphries' hands as fast as possible, and I keep running backs away from Reggie White.
Third down, 25. Green Bay is offsides. Humphries fighting for his life. Then he throws passes complete to Alfred Papunu. And he is going to be out around the 30, 34-yard line. But Green Bay was offside. Now, you take the penalty and another down, or you've got reasonable field position out here and kick it away.
You take another play. You take another play and try to get that first down. Stan Humphries, our spike, is spinning. He's battling. He's playing, but he's just getting
but remember,
hammered.
it was 3rd and 25. Now it'll be 3rd and 20.
Well, you take another play offensively. You figure you can always get a first down. You want to talk about a guy under duress.
Whoa.
Sean Jones. Simmons gets a shot at him. And before he goes down and Gilbert Brown gets his shot, he gets his off to Papunu.
Here's the call.
Offside. Number 92 on the defense. Going to penalize 5 yards. Replay third down.
Throw the ball, will go to the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 20.
Well, if you're on offense, you're saying, I can do it. If you're Fritz Shermer and his defense, you're going, oh boy, another chance to rush the quarterback. Get number 12. Santana Dotson, open up something for Reggie White.
Has protection. He goes deep, and it is, almost caught. Charlie Jones couldn't hang on to it. He had a step on the defender.
Well, more importantly, Stan Humphries had time to throw that ball deep. Good protection. Stan did his job. The rookie didn't do his. Charlie Jones should have had that.
Greg Newsome and Corey Dowden with the coverage, and that may be the first drop by a wide receiver this year for the Chargers.
Well, that was dead in his midst.
Yes. Darren Bennett will kick it away. Desmond Howard is the return man.
No one needed that catch more than Stan Humphries, though.
Another boomer. Whoa. All the way back and then out of bounds at the 12-yard line. We're going to step aside. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the NFL on NBC. This is Ron Wolf, the Packers Executive Vice President and General Manager. He has done a great job here along with Mike Holmgren.
Well, he brought Mike Holmgren in, and they have established a family, a Packer family as a team. They have their type of guys. I talked about good guys that are good people. They've got a combination of great guys that are good people.
Favre wants to go deep, and he does, and it is knocked away. Almost intercepted.
Oh, Rodney Harrison had his hand right on that.
Keith Jackson, the intended receiver.
And finally, our guy Nails, Favre, finally spends a little seat time on the turf here. Favre getting protection till the end, gets hit late.
Good play.
Just an excellent job of anticipation of Harrison from that safety position. But watch the pressure late coming from Marco Coleman. It's not a huge victory. It's not a win by any standard of a play, but that is the first little moral victory of getting Favre down.
2nd down and 10. Quick out to Robert Brooks. 1st down, Green Bay.
You ever hear a guy say in a fight, I'm going to take this right hand and I'm going to put it right in your face? Well, Brett Favre on a regular basis turns and says, I'm throwing a slant. Look at him look. I'm throwing a slant. What are you going to do about it? To be honest with you, with that arm and Brooks coming underneath like that, if he doesn't get help inside, there's no way to prevent that slam.
What did Brooks say? Tell us yesterday. You got to look and hang on because it's going to get there. It's going to be tight and quick.
A short one will put an X on you.
Brooks, 3 receptions, 56 yards. It started with a sweep to the right, and then Bennett cuts it off and comes back inside, and he goes from the 24 to the 30-yard line.
Now this is, executive decision. Executives can kind of make their own. This is a running back decision. Watch Aaron Taylor pull this way. Bennett gets it. It's supposed to go here. He takes it inside when he sees the flow of the defense. Watch. A block back. Supposed to go outside. No, I'll take what they'll give me. That's a running back decision.
30-yard line, Green Bay.
Running backs aren't executives quite yet. They're certainly not executives compared to linemen.
Vice president.
But they at least get to make decisions.
Fire to throw. Oh, he's got a great arm. And it is caught. It's Robert Brooks again, putting on a show in this drive.
Robert Brooks climbs the ladder, but watch Favre. He doesn't throw this with his arm. He throws it with his body, his feet, his shoelaces. Gets to the perfect spot, and honestly, Rodney Harrison is there just about on time, but the ball is there a lot quicker. Look at the body. Whap! He throws that with everything he's got, and you say great catch, great hit, everything else. That is a concentration catch by Brooks because that ball had heat.
Brooks now with 4 receptions, 76 yards. First down, 50-yard line. Back to the ground. And here's the fullback, William Henderson. Henderson's going to pick up about 4 as we pick up our marker and go to New York for an update. And as you watch that update, you can tell as we come back here to Lambeau Field a little bit different as far as the amount of crowd that are viewing the contest.
So obviously, the Houston Oilers on their way out of town are being treated like they're going out of town.
Second down and 5. Favre to throw. Steps away. And he's going to head for the sideline, trying to pick up the first down. Will he get it? No, let's see. Yes, he's going to get it. He's lost some weight, about 25 or 30 pounds, and he's a bit more nimble.
He's in better condition.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of ways to scramble. See that sidestep, that little stutter, that little butterfly feet thing he's got going? Steve Young's given a lot of credit as a great scrambler. Brett Favre is an excellent avoider. He's not going to hurt you really scrambling and running because he's looking to get out of bounds here, folks. But he can avoid a rush. And when he avoids the rush, defensive coordinators start sweating.
Halfway through the second quarter, look at that. Total offense, 37 yards. San Diego, almost 190. Whoa. That's about 6-1. Here's Dorsey Levens, right side.
Harrison picking up.
The thing that strikes me right now is I'm watching a fight, a heavyweight fight. You remember Larry Holmes in his big days when he had that big left jab that was just bam in your face, bam. And right now is I'm watching a fight, a heavyweight fight. You remember Larry Holmes in his big days when he had that big left jab that was just bam in your face, bam in your face, and you knew there was a bomb behind it somewhere. Right now, Brett Favre and this offense are jabbing, and they've got this San Diego defense back on their heels. They're guessing and they're being soft. You've got to attack this offense. If you don't attack this West Coast style, they will carve you up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Second down and 8. Dorsey Levens. The Packers have many weapons, and they're showcasing them all today.
Oh, they really are. And you made a good point early, Charlie, talking about William Henderson, that fullback. The fullback position is really key in this offense, and we're seeing things go off it. Levens earlier was in the backfield. It was a big play-action pass to Don Beebe. Levens gets in the backfield again. Sherman Lewis in the middle with a hat on there. He calls now a run with Levens. Now, Bennett's back in the backfield.
Third down and 3. First third down in this drive that started back at the 12-yard line. It'll be a first down. Robert Brooks again. Brooks finds that little opening, and Favre drills him immediately.
Well, now you're getting motion. Along with the personnel changes, you're getting motion to influence your defense. It's just another jab. To use another little fighting analogy, remember, the jab is going to get in your face and frustrate you. The jab is going to cut you. The right hand is the one that's going to knock you out. And Brett Favre has got one heck of a right hand.
Here's another note. It was 3rd down and 3. They made 4 yards. They knew what they had to do. First down. Here is motion, and the second back through is Bennett. Just fights his way inside the 20, close to the first down. He may pick up 10 yards on the play. Edgar Bennett.
Now this is just avoiding, because watch right here what happens. Perella is free, is in the backfield. He gives him a little shoulder drag, a little shoulder juke, and then he hits the hole. Watch it again. Perella's going to come in here just as Bennett comes into the hole. He can't stop it. Henderson gets another nice lead block on Govea. And this jab right now is peppering this San Diego defense.
And the change will come out for the measurement.
And the impressive thing about this is, Charlie, we're watching a Green Bay Packer team run the ball very physically. This is not a dink and dunk finesse running game. This is an in-your-face lead block offense right now for Mike Holmgren and these Packers. And I agree with Chris Collingsworth. Right now, this is the best football team in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers.
They're showing it this afternoon now with 4:50 time remaining in the first half. The Packers up by a score of 14-3 in a ballgame they have completely dominated. For San Diego, only John Carney's 43-yard field goal.
And you're really seeing the reason the last 2 drives why Stan Humphries brought up the point of keeping Brett Favre off the field.
2nd down and 1. And still driving is Henderson.
And really the key to me right here is even on bad plays, I mean short plays where they're looking like they're stopping them, the team that's finishing off the play, and I mean finishing off in regulation, not after the whistle, is the Green Bay Packers. The Chargers are not being aggressive, especially defensively. Dave Adolph there, the defensive coordinator, has got to have a few prime words for his team at halftime, especially the way they're playing right now.
And we'll have another measurement with 4 minutes and 11 seconds. The time remaining in the first half. It's a first down. Yeah, we'll show exactly what you were talking about.
Now watch, defense penetrates. This is good. You're stopping it, but you're not finishing it. Look at this. Henderson goes. He goes. Nobody's finishing. Look at all the guys standing around.
Henderson finishes it.
You know, well, that's right. The Packers and Henderson finished the play, and the San Diego Chargers are watching. I know this is a tough ticket in Green Bay, but if you want to watch, you can get a seat.
This is the 13th play of the drive that started back at the Green Bay 12-yard line. On the reverse, here's Robert Brooks. Brooks gives ground back to the 30-yard line. And it's a major loss. And a minor victory for San Diego. And their first of the drive in reality. Willie Clark makes the tackle.
Well, that shows you. Now, there's the fire of the San Diego defense, Junior Seau. And that tells you right now there's a little finish off and fire left in the defense. Because that was a show of lack of respect by the Packers. The Packers said, hey, everything else is working. Why not try a reverse? It's worked before. Maybe they'll bite again.
The line of scrimmage was the 18-yard line. Now it's back to the 25. So it is 2nd down and 17. Favre to throw. Little timing pattern down the sideline is incomplete. Antonio Freeman, the intended receiver. Going to be 3rd and 17.
Very often when we talk about great quarterbacks, strong arms, we forget to talk about sometimes about touch. That was 2 things. That was a nice touch attempt by Brett Favre, and that was excellent defense. Remember I talked about earlier that the sideline is your friend? Well, Willie Clark's friend was used very well on that play. He squeezed it, and there was no chance that nice touch pass was going to get near that receiver.
Edgar Bennett and William Henderson check back into the offensive set. Favre drills this one at 10-yard line. Mark Chimera, the tight end. His momentum will take him to the 8, and they're going to convert on 3rd down and 17.
Probably Brett Favre's best friend, Mark Chimera, the tight end, sort of took one for the team this year. Keith Jackson getting more playing time, and last year's Pro Bowl NFC starter, Mark Chmura, has not seen as much playing time. But I tell you, in this offense, you've got the fullback going, you've got the tight end going, you've got Robert Brooks making these catches. If you're playing defense right now, you're not giving up, but you're sure as heck looking for a way to make something happen positive the other way.
Chmura told us yesterday that we, Green Bay, will not get respect until we beat Dallas. Flags are down. Another flag is down. And Favre scrambles and slides at about the 6-yard line. We'll go back and check out the flags.
It's a hand into the face, I think, by the defensive lineman on the Packer offensive lineman.
We've got offsetting fouls, illegal hands on a defense, number 88. Illegal hands on the offense, number 72. Penalties offset. Replay first down.
A little offsetting facial massages there. That's the new one right now. They're really trying to cut down on offensive linemen, getting their hands up into the faces of the defensive linemen, and then conversely, also for the D-line.
And there's not an 88 on defense.
Well, James May is not out there at defensive tackle.
So we'll take the countdown to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go, first half. Here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, the Packers are up 14-3. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Mike Holmgren, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, guru of quarterbacks.
Well, you know, not only Brett Favre here, but remember in San Francisco, Joe Montana, Steve Young, the man that taught them, and honestly, Mike, a lot about the quarterback coaching position is Bill Walsh. And, you know, Mike says, nobody made me madder than Bill Walsh at times, but looking back on it, I've learned huge things. One thing he learned about him was that jab, 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 look out for the right hand.
Favre to throw, sets, drills it incomplete. He was looking for Robert Brooks in the end zone, and he was running out of time. And that was first down and goal to go. So it'll be second down and goal to go.
Well, the right hand in this case is an attempt to get one to Brooks over the middle. Look at the heat on this thing. That was a 40-yard pass trying to be caught at 15. Brett Favre ended up on his tail after that one there. Not very good protection by the Packers line, but that does not deter this quarterback.
Second down and goal to go, 8-yard line. Is there anything on the ground for the fullback, William Henderson? No, there's not. So the ball still around the 8-yard line. It's going to be third down and goal to go. To bring you up to date at this point, with 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the first half, Green Bay's total offense is 221 yards. 221. San Diego, 37. That's 7-1.
And honestly, on that last play, you saw a missed pass, and then that was kind of a let's check you out there, see if you're going to be stunting going after the pass. They were trying to get one short to try to get away with something.
And Edgar Bennett is wide to the near side. They fake the reverse, they roll, they throw, touchdown. And it is William Henderson, the fullback. And he makes it on the first lead.
Oh, is Bennett going to be embarrassed? The halfback couldn't get in the stands, but his fullback made it. Well, in this offense, Henderson, 30, dragging across. Watch the fullback. He'll take you to the ball. This fullback takes you to the ball, catches you to the ball, and then takes it to the stands.
An 88-yard touchdown drive that consumed almost 9 minutes. Now the extra point.
Not many right hands, Charlie, but a lot of jabs.
It's good. And Green Bay moves on top by the score of 21-3. And time of possession over 7 minutes in their favor. Oh, he does it all. Brett Favre. And the Pack is up 21-3. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. William Henderson scoring the touchdown. Brett Favre now has thrown for 9 touchdowns on the year. And there's the drive. 17 plays, 88 yards, almost 9.5 minutes.
And really what you saw is the defense of San Diego having to watch Brett Favre being Brett Favre, the only place he really can be. He is having fun, he's relaxed, and he is intimidating for a defense.
Hendrick kicks out. Coleman moves up, takes it on the 7-yard line. To the 25. Ball comes out. Green Bay has it. Packers have the ball around their own 33-yard line. Tyrone Williams, the rookie from Nebraska. And when we come back in just a moment, guess what? Brett Favre. The shootout at the Lambeau Corral.
Charlie, it's not supposed to look that easy. And it's never a good sign when you're on the other sideline when you see a quarterback laughing and having that much fun.
So Green Bay now at the 33-yard line of San Diego and a first down with 1 minute and 7 seconds time remaining. They're up 21-3. You've talked about the fight. They can deliver the knockout punch here.
Good time for a right hand for Mike Holmgren.
Going underneath the coverage to Keith Jackson. Jackson at the 30-yard line. Second down and 7. Green Bay will stop the clock. And we're going to step aside for a moment. Don't go away. We'll be back with 58 seconds left in the first half. Welcome back to Green Bay. We'll take another look at the fumble.
Well, you know, good wedge, good lead blocks, got a chance. Harris comes in, fumble by Coleman. Why you don't have two hands on a football in that situation, down by 18 points, I have no idea.
The ball at the Chargers' 30-yard line. It will be second down and 7. Stay with us in halftime for the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel, Mike Dickus, Chris Collinsworth. We'll catch you up with all the scores and highlights. And we have a feature for you. Bob Costas has a special interview with Dallas Cowboys Nate Newton. So Bob Costas interviewing Dallas Cowboys Nate Newton at halftime. Stay with us. Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. All the scores and highlights around the NFL, and it's all coming up at halftime.
Interesting talk, Nate Newton. Nate Newton, very intelligent, very intense.
So is Bob Costas. 5, this is a screen, and it is dropped by Edgar Bennett. Third down and 7.
Well, Junior Seau is just all over Brett Favre. He breaks that one up there. And Brett Favre finally under some serious duress coming from Mr. Seau. But, you know, we mentioned earlier that Stan Humphries said this is really a case and an opportunity for us to find out where we are. Well, you know what? I think where they are right now is they've got to come to grips with the fact that physically they don't have the guns. Green Bay has too many great players who are good people. San Diego's got a lot of good players that are good people. But the great ones are making the great big difference right now.
Third down and 7. Pump fake, comes back and overthrows the intended receiver. It was Mike Chimura who was pulled down, but the Charger defender got away with it.
You got a radar gun?
Is that Kurt Gavea?
Yeah, I want to get a radar gun on old Brett because
he's firing, isn't he?
He might have 21 points on the board, but he's not holding back or taking anything off those passes. He has got those things humming.
A 48-yard field goal attempt now by Chris Jackie. Hendrick is going to hold. And he pulls it left. It is no good from 48 yards away. So Chris Jackie misses with 48 seconds time remaining in the first half. And that is the only thing that has gone awry for the Packers in the first half.
So Bobby Ross has got to be thinking right now, let's get off this field. Let's not let anything bad happen. Let's get inside, get a chance to look at it. 21-3 is not a ridiculous amount to be down at halftime. What's ridiculous so far has been the execution of his team defensively and offensively. Don't make a mistake here. Get your head up, and you've got another half of football to play.
They'll start from the 38-yard line. Humphries drops it underneath the coverage. Alfred for Punu. with the ball, and he's going to pick up the first down. Chargers are going to want to stop the clock. By the way, this is just the kind of first half that we have seen this year from the Green Bay Packers. They have outscored their opponents by the score of 76-10. 76-10 in the 3 ball games they have played.
Well, the biggest difference I've seen, and I'm sure Ruben Davis there would agree, is, in a lot of those games, they haven't done it with the run early, and they've run late and padded the stats up. But that San Diego defense, and especially the inside, Ruben Davis and Sean Lee, have seen an awful lot of good aggressive running from this Packer team. That is the one thing, if I'm Dave Adolph, I get in there here at halftime and say, hey, look, this team's ahead by 18. Don't be fooled they're going to come out throwing bombs. They're going to come out trying to stuff this thing in your face.
For those of you surfing the web while you watch, follow the NFL on NBC Online at NBC.com/sports, scoring updates and game summaries throughout the football day. First down, San Diego to Green Bay 48. 37 seconds, time remaining. First down. Far side, Charlie Jones has it, goes out of bounds, stops the clock. Nice play, nice reception, 36-yard line.
Hey, excellent job so far by the offense. They're executing. Talked about how the execution hasn't been there. Last couple plays, they are executing this offense right now at the end of the second quarter.
Green Bay 36. 32 seconds, time remaining, first down. Packers up 21-3.
Plenty of time left. Stan still has another timeout left.
Humphries rolling to his right. Packers prevent. Sideline pass is complete. Coming to this side. This one is to Andre Coleman. Clock is stopped again. And he is out right around the first down mark. He's going to be a little shy.
And they're definitely in John Carney's field goal range now. Now you can afford to start taking a shot or two. Now you can start getting your best receiver, Tony Martin, and start thinking about breaking him loose and getting him in the end zone.
Carney is hit this year from 53 yards out. And is hit in this ball game from 43 yards out. Sideline pattern again is caught going sliding to the sideline and out of bounds. And it's Charlie Jones again. Hey, my namesake putting on quite a little show here.
Well, Stan Humphries is the guy that's delivering these balls.
Wait, no. It's all the back of the jersey.
He dropped the last long one. He should have had that.
That's right.
One.
Well, he's making up for it.
But Stan's put him where he can't drop him the last 3 or 4.
Well, we've always been slow starters. 16-yard line, first down.
You're seeing a lot of this Stan Humphries competitive fire right here on this short drive.
Humphries, timing pattern, end zone. Oh, somebody misread. Or he got picked off because he was looking for somebody deep in the end zone. And there wasn't a white jersey anywhere.
Well, they're getting a break right here, too, from the Packer fans who are obviously very happy with the performance of their football team because, Bobby Ross's offense is going down the field. Look how quiet these people are. I mean, I don't see a bobbing cheesehead. I don't see any people, nobody with painted chests, nobody standing up and screaming. And it's a great chance for Stan Humphries to audible and to quietly run his offense.
19 seconds, time remaining, first half. Over the middle, pass is incomplete. Terrell Fletcher, the intended receiver. Leroy Butler was there. Now a little pushing and shoving.
Well, this is huge right now, Charlie, for San Diego after what they've been through, especially in this second quarter, to come back and for Bobby Ross's team to get a chance to put some points on the board as they head into the locker room.
14 seconds. The ball is at the 16-yard line. Third down and 10. San Diego still has that one timeout remaining. Humphries wants to go to the end zone. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 27-28-yard line, Reggie White gets his second sack of the ball game. Sean Jones has a pair. And that means that Carney is going to have to hit from long range.
And when you see a quarterback go to his left and then look back quick, when you look back quick against the Packers to your right, it's usually not good news because waiting for you back there is number 92, Reggie White, who's got more of those sacks than anybody else in the history of this game.
Now, Carney is hit from 43 in the ball game. Now, this one will be 46 yards. 9 seconds, time remaining. The Chargers able to move the ball down to the 16-yard line, and then the Packer defense shut them down at that point. 46 yards on the attempt.
Penetration inside can foul up a long field goal.
He has hit 13 in a row. Going into last year, will it bend around? It bends around. He hooks it. It is no good from 46 yards away. And we still have 4 seconds left in the first half. And so that sack of Humphries very costly to the Chargers.
Well, we talked about the execution. The offense executed very well the first 4 or 5 plays of that drive. Then the execution took a flip turn and went over to the defensive side, and Fritz Schirmer's defense did the executing on Stan Humphries' offense. And you're looking for a positive. You're trying to make something great happen from San Diego's standpoint. This is a long field goal, but for John Carney, this is a makeable field goal. Look, plenty of distance, well up the uprights. It's been pulled left, and a kicker's like a golfer. When he hits the ball, he knows where it's headed, and he doesn't like it. That one's in the water if you're playing golf.
And this one is in the book. It is now officially halftime here at Lambeau Field. And you can color the first half green and gold for the Green Bay Packers as they lead by a score of 21-3. The NFL on NBC halftime report, that is coming up next. But first, we're going to step aside for these messages from your local station. Welcome back to Lambeau Field in Green Bay. The Packers dominating the first half, leading by a score of 21-3. We mentioned earlier in the telecast that this is alumni weekend, as Paul Hornung, Bart Starr, as both of the Super Bowl championship teams of Super Bowl I and II are honored here at halftime today. First half, though, and they have to be thrilled the way that their club is playing.
Well, they have to really. You know, I mentioned at the beginning of the game, Charlie, that whole Spike and Nails thing. Which quarterback nails Brett Favre has absolutely been wonderful, and poor Spike. Stan Humphries has been on his backside. He's been sacked 4 times. They've totally disrupted the rhythm and style of San Diego's offense.
All right, now let's take a look at the halftime stats as presented by Coors Light.
And it's a deceiving 63 rushing yards by Green Bay. It's a strong 63 yards to set up that 168 yards passing.
Time of possession, 6 minutes plus on Green Bay's side.
And when you're playing a superior team, you cannot turn the ball over. See the comparison on quarterbacks. Stan Humphries' offense has been disrupted mainly by the linebackers and defensive backs taking his short receivers away when he's been able to stand up long enough.
And Green Bay will have the first opportunity as we open the second half. And the Chargers simply have been unable to stop Green Bay, and the Chargers have been unable in reality. The only thing they got going was a drive right at the end of the half, and then the sack of Stan Humphries didn't take them out of field goal range, but it made it a lot tougher, and John Carney missed for the first time this year.
Deep breath time for the Chargers. You got to take a deep breath, ignore the scoreboard right now, and no turnover.
And here's the kick, and we are underway with the second half. Don Beebe on the return out to the 15, heads to the far side, almost gets around the corner, but he's going to be down around the 22-yard line.
Beebe on the return.
Paul Hornung still on the sideline.
Old habits die hard. Get close up to Mike Holmgren and start suggesting, how about that old Green Bay, a power sweep right, that 2-yard sweep. The guards have gotten a little larger now. Mike Holmgren knows they don't run quite as fast as they used to. Old Fuzzy Thurston and Jerry Kramer in the glory days here in Green Bay.
Green Bay starts now at their own 23-yard line, first down. Opening drive of the second half. And Favre comes out throwing, a little swing to Henderson in the right flat. And he's out to around the 28-yard line, maybe the 27-yard line. He's going to pick up 4 or 5. Rodney Harrison makes the tackle for San Diego.
Once again, Junior Seau blitzing inside on Brett Favre. Just a nice job by the Packers offense reading it. Favre saw the blitz and a quick little flip off to the fullback. And that's what a fullback like Henderson brings. Not only have you seen him lead block, you've seen him run with the ball, now you've seen him in the flat on passing.
Second down and 5. Kamara in motion. Here has been a straight shot up the middle across the 30, almost to the 31-yard line. So it'll be third down and short. Still around 2.5, maybe 3 yards to go for the first down. Reuben Davis with the tackle.
Well, we've seen Henderson a couple times blocking on Govea. This time, Junior Seau. Watch the fullback 30, Henderson, come out of the backfield with a straight lead block. You don't have to crush a guy to get him out of a play. Not a crushing block, a screening block, but Seau was not a factor.
Third down and 2. 5 to throw. Little swing, left flat, then it pulls it in, and he's going to pick up the first down. Edgar Bennett, who has scored one of the 3 touchdowns for Green Bay, is brought down by Lewis Bush. First down, Green Bay.
The key word at halftime, Charlie, disrupting. San Diego's offense was disrupted. San Diego's defense has not been able to disrupt much of the rhythm of the Green Bay offense. And these are these little jabs that Dave Adolph knows coming. A little flip off to a fullback, a little lead block with a halfback. That type of thing sets up play action pass and sets up the big bomb.
First down, Packers at their own 35-yard line. And we've got jumping, contact, and that'll cost the Chargers 5. Reuben Davis comes across. With the crowd here, another sellout crowd, and we had a lot of noise early in the ballgame, and once in hand.
Encroachment,
and you mentioned this.
Number 93 on the defense. Contact prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
You mentioned this at the end of the first half. The crowd, it's almost as if they're watching a work of art, as if they're just sitting back and enjoying the afternoon as a Green Bay Packer fan, but they're not cheering and up and down and carrying on like you normally expect them to.
Well, you'd expect them. Well, you watch. Something good happens. This crowd will go crazy. But this is the Packers group of fans now that'll wear anything, obviously, for one thing.
Yes.
But it's also a group that's gotten a little spoiled. They expect this type of performance now out of their Packers.
First down and 5. Favre with scramble. Nice little running. A little move here, a little move there.
He shuffles and avoids pretty good to his left.
He does. Yeah.
Hey, look at a little interplay there. Look at him laughing. That's Junior Seau and Brett Favre. Why are they laughing like this? Watch the eyes of Seau and the feet of Favre. You don't see Junior Seau miss a tackle very often. But Brett Favre is pretty glad he missed that one.
That's right.
You know, you got to say, Brett Favre is considerably quicker and more nimble, not to mention in better shape, because usually he'd be sucking air after a run like that.
Let me nimble, Brett. And he has been today. Here comes the blitz by Junior. It's picked up, dumped off into the left flat to Henderson, and he's going to pick up the first down. Junior with a blitz up the middle, and they just shut him down.
Well, watch Junior 55 come from the left side of the screen. Good pickup by Frank Winters, the center for the Packers. And I guess we'd call that a lob, not quite a pass out to the outside. But watch, Junior saying, you missed. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I was going to sack him. I missed him last play. What's this big guy doing in my way?
Green Bay first down, their own 38-yard line. Opening drive, second half, started back at their own 23. Remember now, in the first half, they were up time of possession by some 6 minutes. And this opening drive has already taken up 4 more minutes of time. Here's Edgar Bennett on the left side.
And tackled by Junior Seau. Just a nice job coming from the inside linebacker. You know, we use the term scraping a lot to refer to linebacking. That time he scrapes right off the backside of his defensive lineman. See Seau in the middle? There's the scrape. Watch it. Right behind his guys. And where does he show up? Right in the hole.
In time of possession, Green Bay had been averaging 36 minutes to their opponent's 24. And they are on track for that again today, and perhaps a bit more. Second down and 8. Here comes another blitz. Oops. The ball had not been snapped. Junior was almost in the backfield. And he went to stop the play because there was some contact.
Well, actually, Sean Lee got back there too. Junior had that look on his body language, kind of like, pay no attention to me.
That's right. You think I can get back without anybody noticing?
Check this out. Look at Junior. a little hop.
Jump back to the other side.
Simon says.
Encroachment on number 98 defense. Unabated move toward a quarterback. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
That takes the ball to the San Diego 45-yard line. So it'll be second down and 3.
Second and 3.
Well, it's bad enough when you're fighting somebody that's sticking a left jab in your face, as Dave Adolph's defense is having happen to him now the second quarter and now leading into the second half. But it compounds it when you start hitting yourself in the head.
Keith Jackson, the tight end, comes wide to the near side. Here's the pitch. Flags are down. Then it cuts back in. He's got the first down if it stands, but there's a flag dropped on this side of the field and a flag dropped on the other side of the field. Perhaps one of the reasons the crowd is so quiet here is the fact that there are 2 games that are Milwaukee season ticket holder games. This is one of them. The Bears game will be the other. Maybe they're not quite as boisterous as the regular Green Bay fans.
Packer fans
are Packer fans.
Offside. Number 90 on the defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
Yeah, and a lot is said sometimes, too, about quarterbacks and their barks.
Yes.
And Brett Favre has proven here he knows he's got an aggressive San Diego defense that's looking to make things happen. And you've seen 2 out of the last 3 plays, he's taken advantage of that aggression with his own bark.
And in the opening drive, he's already consumed 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
But unlike that old saying, Charlie, his bite is a lot worse than his bark.
4-man rush. Favre has pressure, and he's going to be sacked. He's going to be dropped back in Green Bay territory. Chris Mims gets the sack.
Watch Brett Favre go back and set. And he'd been better off going to his left or his right, but it was a nice job by the defense of sealing that thing up. And Marco Coleman, right in his face, coming off that right defensive end position, was in perfect position to do it. The defensive tackles pressed Favre, gave him nowhere to go, and the ends closed the deal. It's what we've seen out of the Green Bay defense working against Stan Humphries.
Green Bay now with a second down and 22. The ball at their own 48-yard line. Favre to throw. Over the middle, drop. Going for a sliding reception at the 45-yard line is Keith Jackson, and he couldn't bring it in. It was third down and 22.
Third and 22 for this offense, this West Coast style. People think 22 yards, you've got to go down the field. More often than not, this offense will try to get a first down and gain those 22 yards, crossing the field with crossing patterns, trying to get some sort of a pick.
Don Beebe and Dorsey Levens check into that offensive set. Favre goes deep on the out, and it's not there. He was running out of time, too.
He had no time.
Yes.
The receiver never got a chance to turn his back because that defensive line and that defense, led by Junior Seau, gets all over him. We talked about him blitzing more, and that is great wood. He got a total contact on Brett Favre there. No one ever picked him up. That has got to be an assignment flaw from the Green Bay standpoint. It's a great pass rush by Junior Seau.
And Craig Hendrick will kick it away. He really hangs this one up. Fair catch. And it's going to be down inside the 5-yard line by Green Bay. Darian Gordon signal for the fair catch. Let it drop behind him. And then it was down by Mark Chmura, 43 yards. San Diego with the ball. They trail. Back in a moment.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the reliable all-new Mirage sedan from Mitsubishi, built for living. By new Speed Stick Gel by Minute. It's the best gel protection, and it's just for the guys. By KFC, for everything a meal should be, everybody needs a little KFC. And by Edge Shave Gel. Save your skin.
We have 8 minutes and 58 seconds left in the third. Time of possession thus far. Green Bay just over 24 minutes. San Diego just under 12 minutes.
Watch out for Reggie.
Margin.
Charlie, you better double team Reggie here, backed up.
Number 92.
And the crowd is into it.
Running right at Reggie. and there's not anything there. Let's go back to that punt that was down by Mark Chmura. He makes a very nice play.
Well, watch. Chmura is the center. And as much as it pains me to say this, it does pay to have a real athlete, not a lineman, snap the ball on punts. Because watch what this Pro Bowl tight end does. This is making whatever contribution you can. He knocks the ball back. He gets it downed right there by Mike Pryor, and he sets up this field position which Stan Humphrey just gotta hate.
Second down and 10. Here's Russell. Out to about the 7-yard line. He's pushed back by George Kuntz and Leroy Butler. That's for Kuntz. Kuntz, you hear in the background, not booing. Third down and set.
Well, be very aware of one thing here. A quarterback's favorite pass in this situation, if it is a pass, is a slant. Remember Evans last Monday night ended up intercepting a quick slant pass that Rodney Peete tried to throw. Watch the corners jump if it's a slant.
Fletcher is in. He moves into the slot right side. Humphreys throws and overthrows Tony Martin.
Flag down.
Flag down, 6-yard line.
We have a little illegal contact possibly, Charlie. A lot of bumping down the field.
Holding against San Diego. That'll be refused. The Chargers will be punting, and Green Bay will have excellent field position.
Holding. Number 72 on the offense. Penalties decline. Brings up fourth down.
On Harry Swain.
Now Darren Bennett, the strongest leg in the NFL, has got to have the quickest leg in the NFL. Catch it. You can't take those usual 2 or 3 steps. You better catch it, take 1 step, and just pound it.
Desmond Howard is the return man at the Green Bay 45. He needs to hit his average in the ballgame. 57 yards. From Australia, nickname is made. He does. Oh, it's a beauty. Howard goes back, takes it to the 35-yard line. Heads to the 50 and then out of bounds. In the air, 65 yards. 21-3, Green Bay, they have the ball. Mike Holmgren, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, guru of quarterbacks, Brett Favre, has completed 16 of 24, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Does he go deep here? No, he goes on the ground. Bennett. And he's going to be shut down. He's going to lose about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. We have not seen that happen that often in the ballgame.
You got to say this here. It's 21-3. You got 7 minutes left in the third quarter. San Diego is not out of this football game. Green Bay, the last couple of possessions, has lost a lot of that swagger and edge and aggressiveness on offense. You saw a nice defensive play there on that last play. Junior Seau with a lot of good fire on the last possession added a lot. Right now, Sherman Lewis's offense right there with the hat on in the middle is a little bit have a lack of interest going.
Second down and 13. Favre comes back, throws over the middle into double coverage, and is it caught? Yes. Mark Chmura, he has done everything. It's almost impossible to catch that ball with the coverage.
Well, he hasn't had a lot of quantity of plays in this game, but they've been quality. And his buddy, Brett Favre, puts that into about a 3-foot window on a rope.
42-yard line, San Diego, third down and 2. That is his third reception for Chmura for 33 yards. Here's the quick out to Brooks. Pops through. Could go all the way down the sideline, out of bounds. Robert Bragg. He is so dangerous.
Well, it's just a little quick pass, but that little quick pass is set up by a very interesting thing, and that is Dorsey Levens coming out of the backfield. Watch Dorsey Levens here just come right off the ball. He's not in a route. He's heading to block. This is all by design. Levin gets out there, gets a quick block. That gets his guy the first down. Then it's up to Brooks to get the rest of the yards.
Brooks, his 6th reception, 91 yards receiving. First down, San Diego 31-yard line. Bennett comes in motion, almost dropped by Henderson, and then Henderson is dropped by Kurt Gouveia at the 30-yard line. So it's only for a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
Yeah, watch the eyes and hands of Henderson after he gets this thing. So, see, he stays with it. A lot of times when a guy gets a quick toss like that, the ball goes, he's looking up for what's happening and what's coming at him. Good presence of mind by Henderson to go back down and find out where that ball is before he worried about who was going to hit him. And Gouveia did hit him.
Levens in the backfield. Levens and Bennett are the running back. Play action fake. Here's a swing right side. And another one-handed grab by Mark Chmura. This becomes the Mark Chmura show.
Quick play action, but watch Brett Favre completely naked. No one near him, no blockers. Flips this out. Not bad execution by Green Bay, but very good execution by the Chargers defense stopping this one. Good reaction time, good coverage by Ross.
Chmura's 4th reception. Third down and 6 at the 27-yard line. Wide open is Robert Brock. First down, 19-yard line.
You're going to see the pass by Brooks, but watch the job Dorsey Levens does on the blitz by Junior Seau. Dave Adolph bringing his linebacker, trying to make something happen. Not a great block, but enough to buy his quarterback the time to hit Brooks on that quick slant. Once again, Seau's got Favre in his sights. He doesn't get crushed by blocking standards, but he definitely gets put out of the play.
For Brooks, 99 yards receiving. First down, 19-yard line. Dorsey Levens is stopped.
Boy, another good play by Junior Seau. They right now are turning this guy loose. They are letting him say, okay, you want to run the ball on us? Deal with me. Deal with us. And one way to deal with Junior is not to try to get a tackle all the way inside. Earl Dotson could not get near Junior Seau when he fills the way he can.
Desmond Howard is in, 4 wide receivers on the set. It's second down and 10. And Levens, a straight shot right up the middle with 4 wide receivers. The remaining back is going to pick up the first down.
Nice play calling by Mike Holmgren and company. Watch Junior Seau. He's going to fill. Frank Winters gets him. Dorsey Levens goes from blocker to runner. Gets a big chunk. Junior's fired up. Junior's ready. Frank Winters is more ready. And Dorsey Levens gone.
A gain of 12. 7-yard line. First down goal to go. Little pump fake, end zone, has a man, diving grab, touchdown. Keith Jackson.
That's Keith Jackson's 4th touchdown of 1996. He had 3 at the first game, and you notice something right away, Charlie. The backs and receivers might try it, but you know, tight ends are kind of like linemen. They know their limitations, and Keith Jackson is not going up in the stands because he never gets that high.
As Clint Eastwood said, man has to know his limitations. No Lambeau leap for Keith Jackson. Man has to know his limitations. No Lambeau leap for Keith Jackson.
The keys are the same right now. They're not keeping the defensive line off Stan Humphries, and they're not keeping the Packers out of the stands.
And here is the extra point, and it is good. And Green Bay moves up now by a score of 28-3 with 1:52. That is the time remaining in the third quarter.
Brett Favre pump fake to see what the defense wants to do. How'd they react? They left my guy Keith Jackson open. He says, I'll take that.
Charlie Jones and Randy Cross. As you can see, we have 1 minute, 52 seconds. That is the time remaining in the third quarter. As Green Bay kicks off to San Diego. Here is Andre Coleman at the 2-yard line. Out to the 15, and then he's down at the 17-yard line. So San Diego will be moving on offense. We're going to step aside for a moment. 1:44. Time remaining in this quarter. Hold it. Hold it. We're not going to go. Now we have it. It's bye-bye time. We'll be back. San Diego from their own 17-yard line. Green Bay has had the football 16 minutes more than San Diego in the ballgame. Humphries has pressure throws. It's going to be incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. San Diego, before that play, has had the ball 13 minutes and 38 seconds. 13 minutes, 38 seconds. And remember, we have under 2 minutes to go in the third. Green Bay has had the ball 29 minutes and 38 seconds.
And one thing Bobby Ross's quarterback has had in the backfield, too, is lots of company. Last play quickly, Gilbert Brown.
Second down and 10. This is complete to Andre Coleman. Does he hold on to it as he is really dead? Let's go to New York for an update, Greg. Miami is for real, aren't they?
They are for now. I would not call the Jets a good way to gauge your ability.
That's true. We have a timeout. Back in a moment. Doug Evans was the injured player. He's up and all right.
Well, he mentioned to us yesterday, we just have to be physical. But, you know, probably not against each other. Gets kicked there low by Mike Pryor, who made that nice hit on Andre Coleman. But he's all right.
Stan Humphries, 9 of 17. He's thrown for only 80 yards. No touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been sacked 4 times. Coleman goes across in motion. Stan goes deep. It is tipped by Tony Martin, the intended receiver. With the coverage was Tyrone Williams, and it draws a flag.
It draws a flag because Tyrone Williams had his hands all over Tony Martin. Watch here the matchup. Got the hands on him there. Got the hands on his arm. Got the hands on his back.
Pass interference. Number 37 on the defense. First down, San Diego.
Kind of like a magician. Pick a hand.
He kept contact, though.
He had about 8 of them in that case, and they were all illegal.
39-yard line with the penalty, and it's first down for San Diego.
Stan Humphries, you count those sacks into that negative yards. He's got 54 yards passing the Packer, and the Chargers have less than 100 total offense.
Humphries sets, throws, pass is complete, but only to the 41-yard line. This will be good for a couple of yards, and that's going to be all. Deems May pulls it in, and George Kuntz with the tackle. Second down and 8.
You've noticed here, too, you're seeing Stan Humphries take shorter drops, quicker passes. Not only does that give a little confidence throws, it gets your receivers the ball quickly, and that keeps the defensive lineman off your quarterback.
Green Bay has been penalized 64 yards. Nothing there for Terrell Fletcher. Gilbert Brown.
Gilbert Brown put Joe Cacuzo in the backfield. Came off. I mean, just a textbook job by a defensive lineman of dealing with a blocker, shedding him, and making that tackle.
Loss of a couple, third down and 10. They'll just take the countdown to the end of the third quarter. So after 3, Green Bay leads it by a score of 28-3. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. You're watching the NFL on NBC. We start the fourth quarter, and the scoring by quarters. Green Bay has scored in each quarter that we've had, and they are up 28-3, dominating all phases of the ball game. The Chargers now third down and 10 of the 39. Humphries with time. Then it's knocked away. We've got a flag.
Only 3 defensive linemen in that time for the Packers. They brought a linebacker, Simmons. They still got the pressure, and they drew a hold.
Holding. Number 6 77 on the offense. Penalties decline. Brings up 4th down.
That's on Eric Moden. So it'll be 4th down. Darren Bennett with an average today on 4 kicks of 57.3 yards. He's kicking to Desmond Howard. Comes off the side of his foot, taken at the 19-yard line. Heads to the far side, has a block. Chargers string him out and drop him at the 20-yard line. Pretty good coverage, 41 yards on the kick. Robert Brooks comes out. He started it all and jumping into the stands, and then he came out with a single CD. He said it's the ultimate Packers song, Jump in the Stands. Here it is.
Speaking of jump in the stands,
Edgar Bennett.
he almost jumped in the stands. He needed a little help. Antonio Freeman, no problem.
William Henderson, the fullback.
Yeah, making his halfback look bad, though, Charlie. He got all the way up to the wall.
You've been watching the Lambeau Leap. All right, Green Bay goes to work at their own 20-yard line, 1st down. Here's Dorsey Levens, spinning his way to the 28-yard line.
And this Packer offense is doing their business into the heart of the Chargers defense. Watch inside. Timmerman and Dotson on that right side. Chimura getting a nice block. Didn't need a fullback lead there. Had plenty of hole just from the lineman and tight end. Dorsey Levens played fullback here in the past, but now that Henderson's come, he's more of a tweener. He's kind of somewhere between a fullback and a halfback.
Total offense.
And that's somewhere between not enough and an embarrassment.
2-1. Edgar Bennett, 30-yard line. Third down and 1.
It's been interesting. How many times have we seen Mike Holmgren's offense get in these 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2s, where Stan Humphries and the San Diego offense have almost lived in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. And from a defensive coordinator standpoint, that makes you go to those funny signals. You're talking about, a little movie camera, spy glasses, binoculars, trying to find a way.
Here is Bennett, and he is going to be dropped for a loss. One of the few times in the ball game, Junior Seau moves up to bring him down. One of the few times that the Charger defense has stopped Green Bay on 3rd down.
Well, I don't know the translation of all those signals Dave Adolph gave into the field to Junior Seau in this defense, but I wouldn't forget that one. I would keep that one in my back pocket because that one worked pretty good.
Louis Bush makes the play. So that means that Craig Hendrick will have to kick it away. Darian Gordon is the return man. Not that good a kick. Gordon takes it. 33-yard line. He's to the 40. We talked to him yesterday. He said on returns, we start with a plan, and then I improvise. We've got a timeout. Hold it. We've got a flag also. Drop back at the 27-yard line.
Indications are it's going to be against San Diego. What's the decision? You want a 1st down or a 4th down?
Offside, number 95 under defense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down, Green Bay.
That shouldn't take that long.
No, it shouldn't, but
I think anybody would know that's what you'd take.
If I'm the Charger coaching staff and I look at that tomorrow, I'm not real happy in that situation. You got a 4th and 4 and you got somebody offside.
And they're punting.
That shows a lack of concentration and a real lack of execution. Either lack of execution or a need for one.
Green Bay retains possession. Now first down at their own 31-yard line. Just under 12 and a half minutes time remaining in the game. Packers are out in front by a score of 28-3. Here's Robert Brooks. He's over the century mark this afternoon. He was fun to visit with yesterday, wasn't he?
Hey, he really was. He jumped here. Yeah, fat chance.
Yeah.
Check out where this is.
8 receptions, 108 yards in the ball game for Robert Brooks.
So that might be Robert Brooks' next little deal. He might jump and run to there, but he's not going to jump there.
We asked him when he jumps to the crowd, what goes on? He said it's so noisy in there you can't decide, you can't hear anything. And also, the story that we heard?
Well, he is in the city. You can jump in the stands in. I'm not sure if you want to take that chance too many places.
He said that in one game they didn't want to let him go back. They were hanging on to him. Here's Edgar Bennett, right side on the motion move, and to give us to Dorsey Levens.
Well, right now, instead of using the fullback as a lead blocker, they're giving the motion with the halfback, and they're letting the offensive line take care of business. And they are taking care of business inside physically on this Chargers defense.
Green Bay now at their own 45-yard line, first down.
Remember what I told you, at the beginning of this half, there's no mysteries what Mike Homer is going to do in this half. He's got this kind of a lead. He's got a running game working. He's not going to get fancy. He's going to take the short pass, and he's going to take the ball, and he's going to stuff it right up your nose.
Here's a sweep to the right side with Levens, and he's finally taken out of bounds.
Well, Charlie, Paul Hornung got his 2-guard sweep.
That's right. That did look familiar, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is what made this Packer team famous for a long time, was the 2-guard sweep. 1 guard, 2 guard. They do this, lead block, halfback. Vince Lombardi drew this up originally. They ran it to perfection. Not perfection there.
But it was fun to see it, though, wasn't it? 47-yard line, second down and 8.
There's not too many teams in the league right now that have linemen that can run that play and get out there in front of a halfback anymore.
And we've got a flag. Delay a game, possibly?
Flag on the play.
To the snap. False start on number 72 offense.
Earl Dotson.
5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
So mark the ball back at the 42-yard line. Second down and 13. The penalties. Green Bay 69, San Diego 30. Green Bay leading in all categories, including the penalty.
And it's something for Mike Holmgren and his staff to harp on next week.
They got to find something, don't they?
It's a negative they can try to work on next week because there's been a lot of more positives.
Evans off of the draw, 48-yard line. He'll pick up 6 on the play. The clock continues on its inexorable march. Coming on the 10-minute mark, time remaining in the ball game.
Well, I can't translate inexorable, but I know what whamming it into somebody's face is, and that seems pretty inexorable to me, the way they're running the ball right now, because look at the man blocking. There is nothing fancy here. Get your guy in green and gold on their guys in white and blue. Give the ball to the back, and odds are he's going to finish up going forward.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the U.S. Navy. You and the Navy. Full speed ahead. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Sony PlayStation. You are not ready.
This is Charlie Jones, Randy Cross, now with 9:48 and counting. Time remaining in the ball game. Green Bay up by a score of 28-3, and they have the football on their own 48-yard line. It slipped out of Favre's hand, and it's intercepted in the air.
And Brett Favre's looking for a hole to crawl into right now. Nice call by Dave Adolph and his staff defensively for San Diego. Look at Brett. He cannot believe this. You know, quarterbacks in this situation, who do they blame? They blame the center. They say, you gave me a wet ball. If that was dry, it would have never bobbled that thing. You embarrassed me, Frank Winter. Sorry, Brett. This one just sort of too many pump fakes. You know, you can get too cute. And Brett Favre, in that case, got a little too cute, and Willie Clark took advantage of it.
That'll be a fumble. It just slipped out of his hand in the air. Willie Clark pulled it down. Fumble recovery. Pump fake by Humphries. Flag is down. He goes to the end zone. Charlie Jones has it in the end zone, but there was a flag. Hold it. There's a flag back at the 30. It is against San Diego. You'll bring it back.
That illegal use of hands again, Charlie.
The one shining moment for San Diego has been
Illegal
wiped out by a penalty.
Number 73 on the offense. Jammed through the face. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
On Isaac Davis.
When things are going bad, they seem to steamroll.
Yes.
In the opposite direction. And for Bobby Ross, that's exactly what's happened. He's got his read. He's got his gauge now. He wanted to come in here and see exactly where he was against a top-flight team. And unfortunately for his players and himself, he's found out where he is at the bottom of the hill with a lot of work to do.
There's a ways to go. Humphries throws underneath the coverage. It is almost intercepted. One of the officials almost got his head taken off. He lost his cap going by. Meanwhile, Doug Evans almost had the interception. Watch the umpire, though. Look out.
Well, you know, Coleman was complaining he got bumped. He got bumped by the official. That's who took his hat off.
Second down and 20. Humphries has completed 10 of 20. 82 yards. No touchdowns, one interception. Stand sets, throws, and it's incomplete. Tony Martin, the intended receiver. Newsom had the coverage. It'll be third down and 20.
And you see even now that this Packers defense is taking Bobby Ross's receivers short and stuffing them, physically staying with him, as you saw Evans on the play before that. You know, Fritz Schirmer and his staff now back-to-back games against pretty good teams. We'll see at the end of the year. Philadelphia and San Diego will be good teams, but both these offenses have just been stuffed by this Packers defense.
Third down and 20. 9:20 time remaining. Over the middle, caught on the run by Terrell Fletcher. Butler with the tackle. Now tempers are beginning to flare just a bit.
It's going to be fourth and about 9 or so. That was a catch. Looked like a bit of a bobble there by Fletcher, but they're going to call that a catch.
And they had to separate the players back at the 35-yard line.
And I don't think there's any doubt what you do here. I mean, you're down 28-3 with about 8:48 to go. Bobby Ross and his offense go for it here.
25-yard line. Fourth down and 9. Now the crowd gets back into it. Listen to them.
Maximum protection.
Green Bay was offsides. Little swing down the far sideline. And there was a flag on the play. And if I read it right, the Chargers will have another opportunity. Another flag dropped at the 9-yard line.
There's another flag dropped back there with the contact in the defensive backfield.
And if they rule a pass interference, it'll go down to the 9, but they may not. They'll have a discussion. It'll take them a while, and then they'll let us all know.
We've got 2 fouls on the defense. Offsides. That penalty's declined. Pass interference. Number 37. First down, San Diego.
First down at the 9-yard line. First down and goal to go.
Of course, the major penalty is applied, and here's the major penalty top of the screen. Martin working down, Williams working on him. I tell you what, that was one little bump with the left arm, but that was not pass interference. That was a severe reach for a penalty.
First down, goal to go, 9-yard line. I agree with you. Humphries throws, end zone touchdown. Tony Martin, nice catch by Tony. Martin coming into the ballgame, the leading receiver with 16 receptions. And that is the first touchdown of the ballgame for San Diego.
Good catch on some high heat from Stan Humphries. He gets some nice protection here for a change. Can step forward, make the throw. I mean, that's just good concentration by Martin because he's got Newsome coming in from the backside trying to knock that thing away. Receivers love to look at that point of the ball. Never takes the eyes off the point of the ball and reads it right in.
The extra point is good. The score is now Green Bay 28, San Diego 10, 8 minutes, 16 seconds. We'll be back with the possibility of the onside kick in just a moment.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now to enjoy a hot and delicious Domino's Pizza during the game. For hot and wow, call Domino's now.
Well, they're celebrating in Green Bay, and if we anticipate the onside kick, well, you know that the Green Bay Packers will also anticipate it. They have 9 up and 2 deep.
You don't have to ground the ball for an onside kick. You can also sort of pooch it about 15, 20 yards and let your guys go and get it.
They just have to go 10 yards. Now they're going to kick it away, interestingly enough. And this will be down back in the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20-yard line. A touchback. They will start there as we start to New York. Greg Gumbel.
All right, Charlie, as we look at Jim Harbaugh, the Indianapolis Colts, as he loosens up for the action later today against his opposite number, Troy Aikman of the Dallas Cowboys. Most of you will see that doubleheader game next year on NBC. The 2-0 Colts, the 1-1 Cowboys coming up next. Charlie?
Thank you, Greg. Speaking of the Cowboys, when we were talking with Mark Chmura yesterday for the Green Bay Packers, the tight end, who's had a really good ball game, he said, we being Green Bay, will not get any respect until we beat Dallas.
Well, that's a place, that's a team you have to beat. And I got a kick out of all the Chicken Littles last week predicting Dallas going down. There's nothing wrong with the Dallas Cowboys.
Edgar Bennett, right side, has the first down. Fumbled. San Diego may have the ball. Chargers say that they do, and the officials say also.
Charlie, 28-10, 8 minutes to go, and the Packers make a cardinal sin. You do not turn the ball over for a team looking for a little life and momentum. That's exactly what this team has done.
Here is Bennett after he gets around the corner, and he is really stuck.
And that was all just hit. Watch the hit coming in from the side. He's looking downfield. Kevin Ross puts his shoulder right in the ball, breaks it loose, and it's Chargers ball.
34-yard line of Green Bay. Humphries has pressure from the backside. A little shovel pass underneath. Pass is complete. They kind of scramble for about 3 or 4 yards, and then the pushing and the shoving begins again.
Well, a lot of frustration, but if I'm on the Chargers right now, I get my tail back in the huddle and worry about business. Don't worry about the Packers right now. You got your quarterback taking a beating. Don't worry about people pushing and shoving you.
No huddle offense. You saw Bennett on the sideline. That is his first fumble. Are you ready for this? In 726 carries. And that's just about the time remaining. Now 726. So I counted down to 720.
I guess you could say he was due.
He was. Stan throws, and he overthrows. Tony Martin was open underneath the coverage. Mike
Pryor had that ball in his hands, and Stan knows that's on him.
Oh,
that thing just floats out. You couldn't wrap a ribbon around this one any better for Mike Pryor. As the offense breaks up, what you missed there was Mike Holmgren getting about knee deep in his offense on the sideline, getting him heat. This is still a football game, in case you've missed it.
3rd down and 6. Online, diving reception. Tony Martin, 11-yard line. First down, San Diego. Eugene Robinson with the tackle.
That last pass of Stan Humphries, we talked about it sailing a little bit. This one he puts right where it needs to be. Williams, not bad coverage. Martin right there for the catch. You're seeing the fire of Stan Humphries late.
First down 12. Little swing left side. He overthrows Fletcher. That stops the clock. 6 minutes, 45 seconds left. Green Bay leads it 28-10 with 6:45 left. Can San Diego pull this one out? Is that possible?
I've been on teams that have pulled out worse. So, I mean, I always believe that never give up when you're down. I mean, when it gets down to about 30, 40 seconds, it's out of the question. But strange things happen in football stadiums, especially this stadium.
This one is intercepted at the 10-yard line. Leroy Butler. Butler is going to score.
And he will jump in the stands. That's the man that originated it, Charlie.
Follow him all the way. Yes. Oh, he didn't quite make it. He needs help. Joined by his friend. You got to say he was a bit tired for the Lambeau leap. But then, speaking of spikes and nails, that nails the coffin.
Exactly. And very appropriate on a day the defense for the Packers dominated the San Diego offense. When the offense for the Packers put the defense in a bad spot, it's the defense with the big play back the other way.
And Leroy Butler's second interception of the ball game. He also has brand new contact lenses. They work. And the extra point is good. Green Bay 35-10. Leroy Butler 90 yards on the interception return. Ryan Still is the deep back, and he's going to run it out from 5 yards deep in the end zone. He is out to the 20. A flag is down across the 30, down around the 32. Ball comes out. Green Bay says they have it. We've got a flag at the 26.
They're going to call him on the ground. But they're going to say that was not a fumble.
Here's the decision.
It's going to be tripping against the Chargers. That'll push him back further towards that goal line and put Stan Humphries in a bad spot against this defense.
Now we'll have another conference.
Number 88 on a receiving team is tripping. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot. First down,
Teams
receivers.
You have the feeling Go ahead.
Well, watch what happens, Charlie. Leroy Butler. But watch what he does. Look at him turn back to the outside. He's expecting a slant. He's expecting a receiver. He sees Stan Humphries. End of report. End of game. That's going the whole way. 90 yards the other way. Now he's going to let him know he's coming. I'm coming.
Here I come. Help me. San Diego from the 16-yard line. That wall's about 7 feet tall. Here's Terrell Fletcher, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play, and that's going to be about it. Doug Evans with the tackle.
I think Stan Humphries got more avoiding yards than the Chargers have rushing yards, trying to keep away from this pass rush today.
Hurry up offense. Pass is complete, coming over the middle to Andre Coleman. Still short of the first down. Evans and Newsom bring him down. Green Bay thus far in their 3 ball games, 2 plus this one, have outscored their opponents at this point 108-26. Humphries with pressure throws, and Coleman cannot hang on to it. 5:28 is the time remaining.
Stan Humphries in a very familiar position right there. That time he was put there by Darius Holland.
Another flag on the other side. I started to say the way the officials are making these snappy decisions that you have the feeling they do not have an early flight. We still have 5:28 left to play.
illegal formation on the offense. Only 6 men on the line of scrimmage. That penalty's declined. Brings up 4th down.
You mentioned this earlier. When it starts going downhill, it just keeps going downhill. Everything goes wrong.
Well, it really does. And a lot of that is concentration and discipline. You find out a lot about your football players when you get in this situation. Bobby Ross right now and his staff can look at this game, look at this tape, and it tells you volumes about guys when they get in this adverse situation, how exactly they're going to react.
Darren Bennett is going to kick it away. He has a 54.2-yard average with a long of 63. The return man is Desmond Howard. Another great kick. Howard just back. Fields it at the 17-yard line. We've got another flag. And he is down around the 27-yard line. Next week, by the way, San Diego on the road again. They will be at Oakland against the Raiders. And the Green Bay Packers on the road, they are at Minnesota against the Vikings. In fact, Green Bay goes on the road for the next 3 ball games. San Diego with a tough schedule. They return home then against Kansas City, and then they're on the road at Denver.
Give me defense.
Give me a break. Let's get this thing going, guys. Come on. You got a flag. It's illegal.
Ineligible member of the kicking team downfield, number 41. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
So we'll go back and they'll kick it again. 5:17. That is the time remaining in the ball game.
Chuck Pfeiffer, the special teams coach, has just had his hands full today. His guys have done some very frustrating things for a special teams coach. Just rehuddling up his punt team. And when you rehuddle a punt team here, you're emphasizing protection. See, Jim McMahon's getting ready to come into the game with his rather unique setup on his helmet, face mask wise.
Brett Favre has his cap on and the towel on the shoulder.
He's got the tinted visor, and he's got on the color correct little strips above the visor.
He is a fashion statement.
Yeah, he's color coordinated.
Darren Bennett. His nickname is Mate. In the World League, he played for the Amsterdam Admirals from Australia. This kick not up to the other ones, which have been outstanding. And here is Desmond Howard on the return. Pops loose at the 50, to the 40, to the 30. Needs a screen block. Does he get it? Yes, he's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown. Desmond Howard.
Nothing but cheese, but it's been nothing but Packers. And you saw the special teams coach Pfeiffer there pointing to the air. You have to get this thing up. A low line kick to a returner with the ability of a Desmond Howard is dangerous. It's not only dangerous, Charlie, when you get the blocking, it's 65 yards, it's 6 points, and it's more bonding.
Extra point is good. Green Bay leads 42-10. Say cheese to smile, and the Packers are smiling. Desmond Howard with a brilliant touchdown return.
Well, he made this team really with a great return for a touchdown in the preseason to show his wares, and he has shown them well again today.
Here's Brian Still on the return out to the 10 for San Diego. 15-20 straight up the middle. They'll mark it around the 23-yard line. Bernardo Harris with the tackle.
Well, you know, Charlie, you're going away there to the last commercial. You said cheese. You want cheese?
Yeah. It's in the stand.
Well, yeah, they're on the heads where they should be. But you can buy these here. I mean, I'm sure. Look at this. Mound O Cheesehead.
With a small rat.
With a rat. Well, and folks, that is not a mouse. Around that much cheese, it is a rat.
Former announcer. And on sale. I like that.
Look at that.
Sean Salisbury is now the quarterback for San Diego. He throws. The pass is complete to Alfred Papunu. Ryan Williams makes the stop. We have 4 minutes, 35 seconds time remaining in the ball game. Green Bay Packers 42, San Diego Chargers 10. There should have been a flag by the officials on this. Did they drop one for too many men on the field because they simply did not get off?
Yeah, there was. They had about 14 guys.
They were just.
We got cheese.
Everybody
everywhere.
got cheese. That's a cheese.
The Packers sticker on your forehead. That is a fan.
That's a fan. That is a fan. Turnovers are even at 3 apiece. That's the only thing that's even in the ball game. Every other statistic belongs to Green Bay. They have really been impressive. This will go against the Packers.
The substitution penalty. Look at that. Only a select few can wear a Packers sticker there.
Right.
You know, Ray Nitschke can wear about 8 of those there. And
it's not funny to Sean Lee.
Right, nothing about this.
No.
You know, we tend to overlook a lot of times, and we talk about this strategy of football and the offensive play calling and the defensive play calling. This has been outright physical domination. The Packers are physically better than the Chargers today. They've proven that. The Packers have more great players than the Chargers, and they've all been a factor in this football game.
And they've played very well. They're very well coached.
Well, the thing that impresses me is in this performance, you've watched the best team in football, the Green Bay Packers, do it in all phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. Ron Wolf, the general manager, and Mike Holmgren have put something very special together here. And I would say they are in the zone.
Salisbury is going to be sacked. Shannon Clavell gets a sack. He'll get half, and Wilkins will get half.
And Charlie, when I say the zone that Packers are in, the zone is not thinking you're going to win. The zone for a football team is being absolutely dead positive you're going to win, just a matter of how.
There's Ron Wolf that you were talking about. Salisbury stumbles, going back, sets, and he throws, and it is incomplete. You saw for just a moment Sean Jones. Sean Jones has 2 sacks in the ball game, and he has a clause in his contract, 3 sacks worth an additional $200,000. So he's just 1 sack away from starting to cash in on the sack bonuses built into his contract. He took a pay cut, and then they built it back in with bonuses. And he started out to regather all of the money that he might have lost in the pay cut.
You know, in today's money-conscious NFL, when players start to take pay cuts and less money to come play for you, you've built something special they think can get to a Super Bowl.
Desmond Howard and Mike Pryor are back for the kick. Taken at the 21-yard line. Can he do it again? No. Yards on the return. And Jim McMahon is going to be coming into the ballgame. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, Game 2 of our NFL doubleheader. Most of you will see the Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys. They will host Jim Harbaugh, the Indianapolis Colts. Others will see Jeff Hostetler and the Oakland Raiders take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rick Meyer and the Seattle Seahawks host the Kansas City Chiefs. So check your local listings for the game in your area.
Yeah, a lot has been made of the injuries that the Colts have suffered going into this game against Dallas, but these Chargers last year and the Kansas City Chiefs found out late in the season, you do not underestimate what the Colts can do. I think that's going to be a heck of a ball game down in Dallas.
And Dallas, knowing already now what Green Bay has done here, they want to answer that challenge, albeit halfway across the country. McMahon hands off. Travis Jerby is the ball carrier. So let's close the book on Brett Favre. He completes 22 of 34. He throws for 231 yards. He throws for 3 touchdowns. He now has 10 on the year and 2 interceptions. Are they going to rule that second one an interception?
Well, you know,
it should be a fumble recovery in the air. It just slipped out of his hand.
When you've got 10 touchdowns after 3 games, you probably don't mind having 2 interceptions. Your touchdown to interception ratio is always good at 2-to-1, great at 3-to-1. Brett Favre sitting at 5-to-1 is unbelievable, and that really tells you the mastery he's got on this offense right now.
Second down and 10. Hopping through the middle once again, Travis Jerby. played his collegiate ball at the Citadel. Rodney Harrison with the tackle. Kevin Ross was also there. Jervey with only 8 carries coming into this ball game. Now he has a total of 10 on the year. Last year was taken in the 5th round of the draft.
You know, for all the flowery talk about the Packers, they still have one thing they have to overcome.
What's that?
That is being able to win on the road, and that's coming up right here.
Oh,
Next 3 games, Minnesota and Chicago in their division. Seattle, I mean, they have got to do it. They are a bad football team on the road. There's no other way to do it. 12 and 30 under Mike Holmgren on the road.
And what was it that Mark Chmura told us? He said, we need to go on the road and be a bully.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got that swagger, that attitude, that zone thing going. They should be able to carry that over because let's be realistic. 11-5 last year was their record. They were 4-4 on the road. If you want to be a Dallas or a San Francisco, you learn to be 6-2, 7-1. Then look at what the record would be.
2-minute warning. Back in a moment. 2 minutes left in the ball game for the Chargers head coach Bobby Ross as his ball club trails Green Bay 42-10. So the Chargers will be flying back, and they have to get it together because it doesn't get any easier. They go on the road again. Next week, they are at Oakland. They return home against a very good Kansas City team, and then they go into Mile High Stadium in Denver against John Elway and company. I tell you, they've got a tough road to hoe.
There's a common theme there, too. All AFC West.
Yes.
You know, if you have the positive from the Chargers standpoint, it's that this is an NFC team. This does not affect you in your own division. This might affect your psyche in your head for the next couple of days, but it doesn't hurt you within the AFC West.
A fumble on the exchange. One of the officials throws his cap right in the middle of the fray. Green Bay will retain possession. You mentioned as we went to the break of the 2 minute about the zone, and we talked about that of teams being in the zone, and when you were with the 49ers in some of the great years, the team was in the zone. What exactly does that mean?
Well, you know, like I've said, it's just when you're in the zone, you absolutely are positive you're going to win. It's an unexplainable thing. Rarely people do it. Most sports teams never experience it, but you get in that zone, you walk on a football field, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter by how much. And right now, Mike Holmgren and these Packers seem to be at a matter of how much.
Travis Jervey. Jervey was involved in the fastest man competition. Only running back, took 4th. Go ahead.
You're talking more about this zone thing.
Yep.
Back in 84, 85, 86, the NFL saw 3 great teams in the 49ers, the Bears, and the Giants, who zoned out for 3 years. I think free agency, though, has taken a lot of that out of the game. So much trading around, so much chemistry is necessary. It's a challenge. It's something Mike Holmgren talks about. He has to constantly reinforce the way they practice, the way they work, the way they go about doing their football to be able to achieve that. I don't know if teams can get that going on a consistent year after year basis anymore with free agency.
Here's Darian Gordon on the return. He's going to just watch it go out of bounds instead. In case you're wondering on time of possession at latest, the last time we checked, Green Bay's time of possession more than 15 minutes more than San Diego. We have exactly 23 seconds left in the ball game. Stan Humphries looks to the scoreboard.
Well, Bobby Ross's plan was to try to hold the Green Bay Packers to under 30 minutes of possession. The bottom line on the way things went today for the San Diego Chargers, they may not have held, and they may not be holding them under 40 minutes.
The ball at the 8-yard line, and it is first down and goal to go. First down and 10, with their backs to their own goal line. Salisbury, little touch pass over the middle. It is complete to Fletcher. Terrell is out to the 12-yard line. Gabe Wilkins with the tackle. Brett Favre. What an afternoon. There it is. Favre and Holmgren. 42-10. Green Bay Coming up next, it's Game 2 of our NFL on NBC doubleheader. I'm Charlie Jones. I've been joined by Randy Cross. Again, the final score, the Green Bay Packers 42, the San Diego Chargers 10. So long from Green Bay. You have been watching this afternoon the NFL on NBC.